Hey guys, welcome back to Artosis Doesn't Cast Royal versus Rich. Thank you for tuning in. I can't do any more. They played a lot of games. We're gonna do Shine going up against Snow here today. Just sounds like a great match. Obviously, Snow in ridiculously good shape. Probably the best Protoss in the world. And going up against Shine, who has had a tough go at things lately, hasn't been making it into ASL for over a year. And yeah, it's a little bit sad, but still a very great player. Still shows really great strats and everything, so yeah, I thought this would be a fun one. We're on Radeon, very basic map overall, and we'll see how this goes down. Looks like it's going to be probably a gateway opener here for Snow. It'd be pretty surprising if he tried a Nexus first against Shine of all people. But who knows, maybe that's the way you want to do it. Can't say for sure that he knows that this is Shine, although it's not a barcode that Shine is on. So possibly he does. But anyways, while we kind of wait to see what these openers are exactly going to look like. It does actually look like it might be a Nexus first here. But while we wait to see what these openers will look like, again, I want to thank you guys for tuning in. Appreciate you all. A big thanks to everyone who has been subscribing to the channel and has been subscribed for a long time. Please do make sure that you're subscribed. Of course, leaving comments and likes and all that is always very appreciated. Thank you very much, guys. Now, taking a look, it is going to be that Nexus first, and it's a 12 Nexus. Is it going to be 12 Nexus, 12 Forge? Yeah, it looks like it will be. Yeah, this has been like really dialed in at this point. We saw Rain doing, I believe it was 11-11 before, but yeah, if I'm recalling correctly, I believe it was 11-11. But I think it's just been mapped out a little bit better. Now, the probe went underneath an Overlord, and seeing how far out this Overlord was, I think he obviously had a very good read that this would be where Shine was, so doesn't need to send a second probe. Sitting here waiting to throw down, in fact, a gateway after that Forge. And as he gets here with the probe, he's going to realize, okay, I can be completely safe at this point. The pool not even done yet. And I got to tell you, that is a damn good opener for Snow. You really got to look at this and say, this is absolutely fantastic. In fact, he's even going to make another pylon, it looks like. Possibly even before the cannon. We'll see about that. Yeah, spawning pool finishing up. Wait, did he lose? Oh, no, there it is. I was going to say, did he lose the probe? Where'd that thing go? Ooh, just barely gets the drone, but does, in fact, get it. And a third base for Shine going up over here. So far, this looks really, really good for Snow. The fact that he has, in fact, gone, like, look at this. He's got the Assimilator and Gateway before his first cannon starts. It's a Nexus first opener. He's killed a single drone there with his probe. Obviously, the probe is very low on health, so might die more quickly, but his economy looking absolutely fantastic. Shine going to go ahead and throw down a Hydralisk Den, so he does not want to just sit here and take it. Oh, by the way, yeah, because it was Nexus first, of course, you don't make that additional pylon, because the Nexus is going to give you that supply. And he makes a Cybernetics Core. Like, it looks like a funny location, but you just don't have another pylon yet. You know, this is like a super, super highly optimized build. And, you know, obviously looking at it, it looks very good for Snow right now. But Shine with the 3-hatch Hydra, you know, where there's 3-hatch Hydra, there's a chance. There's a chance for an upset there. So we'll see if Snow can identify what's going on. He's just kind of leaving the probe here. You know, Snow is probably overall the best micro player, I guess, that we have in a lot of ways. You know, not necessarily with, like, Zealots. Obviously, that's, like, a Reaver thing. But, like, his micro is very good is what I'm trying to say. So I'm not too worried about him losing the probe too quickly. But it's so low on health is the problem. See, it's like 2 hits from death right now. And this Zergling kind of chasing down. Heals beyond the 1 hit. But yeah, if he doesn't recognize the incoming push quickly enough, it is going to be a problem. Now, whoa, robotics and Stargate on the way. This is very, very, very uncommon. Now, we've actually seen the return of a lot of Corsair Reaver lately. And it's something I've even asked in this video, is like, in these videos, is this going to be something we can see rejoin the metagame? So to see Snow going for this straight up is actually very, very exciting, because this is just a regular ground map. And he doesn't have intel that this is a 3-hatch Hydra bust. He does not know that. Okay? He is up a couple drones above what you need, so it's not exactly the crazy 973 that we always see, but I think what that basically means is we'll see another hatchery added pretty soon here from Shine. Now, the Hydra's coming down and starting to attack. Robotics is up. Support Bay is coming. Support Bay builds really, really fast. So if he just holds this for a little bit, he will be able to get a Reaver out. And in fact, look at this. Shine kind of faking it. He's sent a handful of Hydras down here, and range is almost done. So they're going to be able to bust pieces of the wall. But he's actually going extra drones right now and going for a hatchery. So there is that macro-esque transition that we're seeing here from Shine. So Shine just kind of forcing the reaction. Snow, though, luckily being able to scout with the Corsairs and seeing that, oh, this is actually not going to continue. I think he will actually allow these to finish. Oh, he actually does cancel that one out. Okay. I actually thought that he might let that one finish, just because, like, a lot of times you see a build like this where they go drones and then hatches and stuff, and then another big wave of Hydras comes out. But I guess with how quickly he's going over these bases again and again with the Corsairs, he can actually just, like, recognize that and remake those cannons if need be. Now, first Reaver comes out. Shuttle speed is, of course, on the way. Some more Corsairs being made. With the 2 more hatches coming here, 1 hatch here. So he's going up to the 6-hatch play, and we'll see if he gets a Spire. There it is. Not very surprised to see the Spire, of course. Very common follow-up. And that, I think, is why you're very likely to see Snow do something like this, where he's just continually making Corsairs out of that Stargate. Of course, they pair very well with the Reaver play. We'll see if he goes... Well, I think, of course, even if you open up with Reaver, you will, of course, go into High Templars at some point. You can't rely on Reaver all game long. Can you imagine, like, as Zerg is hitting 150 supply, trying to clear everything with Reavers? It would turn gross pretty quick. You definitely need some Psy Storms in there. So here comes the shuttle, and he does avoid the Hydras that were sitting out in front. So Shine actually does not know what's happening right now. He has made a few more Hydras. It seems like he might be banking up for a few Mutalisks here. But I don't know that he's actually ready for the speed shuttle with Reaver. There's really nothing up here to slow him down. Now, he attacks into these Overlords with the Corsairs, but you can't, like, you have to go and clear this Reaver. Yeah, the Reaver doing a really excellent job. The 2 slow Zealots coming back here as well. Really good micro as expected from Snow. Picks it up. Everything's still in the green. Shuttle taking a little bit more damage here, but he's getting a big supply block off onto Shine as well. This feels pretty dominating so far. And a couple things we can see. Carapace here for Flyers, as well as Overlord speed on the way. Makes sense. Okay. But down at Snow's base, he's actually getting Scarab damage upgrade. So from 100 to 125 damage per Scarab hit. And also getting the Templar Archives. So we're definitely going to see him go a little bit further. But actually, Dark Templars is opposed to High Templars on the way. Now, I don't think he's going to go for a Dark Archon, even though we see 2 of those. I think this is more about his Corsairs are kind of dominating right now, so why not get some DTs out? So I'm looking at this position, right? 51 probes to 38 drones. Now, this is not like a direct kill from here, even though he got good damage. Oh my god, he's going 4 DTs? Oh, this is fascinating. But obviously, Snow is in the lead. He's definitely in the lead. I'm interested to see what the idea from Shine will be, because I do think, you know, I think everyone likes Shine, by the way, just to make this clear. But love him or hate him, the guy comes up with ideas on how to win better than pretty much anybody. Even in terrible situations, he'll actually come up with some sort of plan that is reasonable, where it's like, yeah, that actually does give you a shot to win here. Okay, so we have 4 DTs. Is he just going to drop 4 DTs? Holy crap. Now, one thing to mention is, don't forget, DTs do a lot of damage. 40 damage a swipe. So, like, 4 DTs, for instance, can target down a layer pretty darn quickly. That's actually a real StarCraft 1 strat, because I mean a StarCraft 2 strat, because DTs have blink in StarCraft 2, like where they can teleport forward. So there have been some strategies where you just go heavy DTs to snipe down mining bases. Now he drops 4 out. These Hydras stand absolutely no chance against them. He almost actually has +1 on them, and when he has that +1, he will 2-swipe Hydras as well. And in fact, this does get cleaned out pretty easily. The Reaver comes in, though, at the same time as that's being cleaned and does a lot of damage over here. In the meantime, oh, 1 DT did slip down into this natural. Reaver being pulled down as well. Tons of Corsairs here putting some damage onto those Overlords. God, this is just a... What? We're actually seeing Snow go mass DT here. Now, there's a couple things to mention. First off, Snow is ahead. So is this a troll move? It's possible. But I actually lean more towards he's trying something out. I don't think he's wasting any time. Like, currently this guy is, you know, trying to win ASL. He's trying to be the best Protoss in the world. I don't think he's wasting time in this game necessarily. Now, he could be. He could be, but his Corsairs are clearing everything so well. Like, this does make sense in a way. And to put this into perspective as well, there's a similar thing that happens in Terran versus Terran, where when you get ahead, you... Like, it's actually oftentimes a very good idea to go heavy Wraith. Even though Wraiths are, like, kind of weak, just the fact that they cloak and you can do some things with them, that it's more like, if you're even or you're behind, Wraiths are really, really risky. If you're ahead, it's actually a good way to close things out. And this is kind of reminding me of that just a little bit, where it's like, yeah, he's super taxed everywhere. The DTs are adding this extra level onto how taxed he is. Excuse me. So, I don't know. Let me know if you think that he's trolling. Okay, well, maybe now he's trolling. Maybe now he's trolling. I think I had a good theory, though. This is a bit too much, though. Come on. Come on. There's no way that just non-stop DTs is the right play. Shine, though, bless his heart, holding on here, trying to make something happen. Okay, this has turned into a little bit of a clown game. But you know what? The opener of Reaver is, I think, what was most interesting. I love the idea of maybe there's a world in which, like in TVT, it can be a good idea while ahead to go heavy cloaked units. And something like that could be true. I don't really completely see it, but like maybe. Maybe. All right, Zealot Reaver coming in now. Still mass DTs being made. Just being sent up on attack move. Poor Shine. Well, yeah. I guess that's I guess you guys can let me know what you think as far as like, are DTs better when you're ahead? Because I guess a lot of people might think like, once upon a time DT rushes could catch people off guard. They really don't anymore. I can't even remember last time I lost to DTs. I literally sometimes have like a pro get DTs in my base and I don't lose to it, even without a missile turret. It's like, it just, they don't, it's like they're a good unit. They do certain things very well, but they're not really a unit you just like, you know, spam out and pray or something anymore. It's like, even if you're a noob, you're not, oh, we have a little lurker drop, kind of nice. You know, it's not like the go-to thing. Well, some people still do, I guess. You know, I do play in tournaments sometimes where like someone will just go DT drop. I guess that's a little bit different, but like, just in general, I don't think it's even as much a cheese anymore because everyone's so good against it, but maybe there is something to it. Not as many as he's made. Reaver DT, come on. GG, guys. I don't know. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. I'll see you next time.